Hi folks, Sandro here, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. No cartoon news, no shenanigans. I'm going to be talking about a video I made 3 weeks ago. So I made a video called Sandro Ranks Every Pixar Movie. This came out, again, February 28th, just about 3 weeks ago. And in this movie, I go in depth and I talk about every single Pixar movie. I give my thoughts about, some of them I go a little bit more in depth than others, especially the ones that I ranked low. I wanted to give you guys a nice idea. Why did I rank those so low? Most of the high ones, I didn't give too many points, but I just felt that they were so iconic and I had to put them up there. It's like Toy Story was my number one pick overall. So as the best Pixar film ever, we're going to talk about that in a second. But there was an accident here. So this is called Sandro Ranks Every Pixar Movie. Now, at the time, I kind of wanted to rush this film out so then I could make this video talking about Turning Red. And because I was rushing, I made a mistake. I made an actual mistake. This is called Sandro Ranks Every Pixar Movie. I forgot to rank Luca. I used a tier list that was slightly outdated. Like it had Onward, I think Onward. It had Onward, but it didn't have Luca. So today I'm going to be adding Luca, but the main focus of this video is going to be Turning Red, okay? So Turning Red and Luca, I'm going to be discussing those today. And I do want to give you guys a little quick rundown on where we left off. This is an hour and 45-minute or 46-minute video. So that's a very, very long video. This time, it's going to be a very short one. I'm just going to quickly go over it. Hopefully, it's not less than it's going to be probably less than 15 minutes. But here, so let's go through where I ranked everything. You can see now this time, I have an updated tier list with Luca and Turning Red. And again, don't forget, this summer, Lightyear. This is the next Pixar film, Lightyear. It's like Buzz Lightyear, right? That's going to be coming out. So then I'll make a new update. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep updating it. So yeah, if you guys wanted to watch the previous video, I'm going to put it in right up there in the corner somewhere. And, or right where my finger is pointing, somewhere there. And you guys should see an annotation. You could click that to go watch that film. But I do want to just quickly go over where we left off last time. So Toy Story is my number one film. I think it's the absolute best. I love the catchphrases. I love the music. Everything about Toy Story, I think it was just a masterpiece. The only thing I said was the animation. When this came out, this was groundbreaking for animation. But today, if you watch Toy Story today, yeah, it's obviously not going to hold up animation-wise compared to Toy Story 4, for example. So that's, some of these just have animation, similar, The Incredibles, another one where it's the animation is, before its time. And, but The Incredibles 2 looks amazing, right? So it's just it doesn't matter about the animation too much. It's mostly about the story, right? The Incredibles, first movie had a fantastic story and a fantastic villain, while The Incredibles 2 had this screen slaver, and she was just an awful character. Right? What was her name? Evelyn Dever? Or what? I don't know. What a stupid character. I did not by the way, Incredibles 2 is that. Okay, if you guys want my full breakdown, like I said, wherever I put that thing up there somewhere, go watch it. So Toy Story is my best. Monsters Inc., a great classic. The Incredibles, Finding Nemo. I love. This is such an iconic film. A lot of catchphrases came out of this one. I remember everybody in school was like, "Mine, mine, mine." The seagull. The seagulls always say, "Mine, mine, mine." They're always eating the food and the fish and whatever. Those hungry, hungry seagulls, man. And I think one of the most underrated ones of all time is WALL-E. WALL-E is a very it's so interesting to see humanity in the future, right? Or a concept, Futurama. There's a cartoon called Futurama. We don't see too many cartoons exploring themes of the future or cartoon movies. This is 3D animation. Obviously, Futurama is 2D animation. But yeah, guys, I really love the future, thinking about the future. And WALL-E has a great sort of story where it gives us a take on humanity becoming very lazy, leaving things up to robots, and then the robots go rogue and evil, and it's a very interesting movie. We've never really seen anything like this from Pixar, quite like this again, some of these Pixar films, they kind of have a same-ish feeling to them, but like WALL-E just feels so much different than all the other ones, and so does Turning Red. We're going to talk about that, but then we had in the great tier. So amazing tier is like 9s and 10s out of 10s. Great tier is like 7 and 8s, you know? So Up, I thought that was a really heartwarming one. First couple minutes, really good. Ratatouille, a hidden gem of Pixar. Toy Story 3, this is the movie that should have been the end. Why does Toy Story 4 exist? I don't know, folks. I don't know. But Toy Story 2, I thought that one was pretty good too. Brave, this is interesting. I don't know if people would put this high. I'm interested to see what people say about where I put Brave. Do you guys think I put it too high? I don't know. Brave, I thought it was good. Like I thought it was definitely better than Coco. And then we did have Coco here. You know, I rank these in order, by the way. So like I do think Brave is better, and then Toy Story 2 is better than Brave, etc., etc. And yeah, so Coco, and then Inside Out is in the great category too. Then I put mediocre. So these are like 5 and 6s out of 10. Cars, A Bug Life, and Monsters University. That's where I put those 3. And yeah, they're just like middle of the road. I didn't think too much, you know, they were okay. They were good. They were just passable, you know. I do think Cars is the strongest in this tier. And then the bad is, you know, I did talk about this, but like Toy Story 4, why does this film exist? I talk in my video about how I really dislike what they did where Andy and Woody, you know, Woody was Andy's loyal toy, and he kind of just gives it all the way to Bo Peep. To, you know, it's a love story between Woody and Bo Peep, but like Woody, he was always shown to be the most loyal of all the toys, and for him to just throw that all away, it felt really out of character. Is that like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I explain it much more detail in that video. Go watch it. Same thing. Incredibles 2, just didn't like it. Soul, I just thought it was a boring film. Not much action happened in that one. Maybe it's because I'm an action guy. You know, I do like my action, but Soul, I didn't think it wasn't that special, honestly. Onward, you would think I would like, there was actually a lot of adventure in Onward. I just really did. I talked about it. You know, my dad passed away, and I go please watch the original, the first version of my tier list where I break everything down a lot more, and I talk about how sad it was that they couldn't even meet their father. One of the main characters doesn't get to meet his father, and I just was really not happy. You know, as somebody who lost my dad from a young age, I really didn't like Onward. I got to be real with you guys. Personally, that's like a personal thing for me. Maybe you guys did like Onward, but for me, someone who lost my dad, that's what the whole story was. You know, they lost their dad from a young age, and I didn't feel good after that movie. You know, you know what I mean? Or maybe you don't know what I mean. I don't know. It depends on if you have a father or not. But and then in the awful tier, Cars 2. And again, I do break these down, why I didn't like them and stuff. The Good Dinosaur, Finding Dory, and Cars 3. Yeah, Finding Dory, that is one of the worst films from Pixar ever. Literally everything in that movie is plot convenience. Like, the characters never die. There's always, you know, I talk about it. In the climax of the film, they have to stop a truck from falling down like a road, like a hill. And of course, the trucker just happens to have a bottle of water so Dory can survive. You know what it's just convenience after convenience. I was sick of it. And then Cars 3, my God, I talk about the awful message where it's like, instead of, you know, no, at the end of the day, everybody's going to get older and they're going to, you know, some people are going to retire. But I don't like the message that it's like, one day you're just gonna get old and not be as good as you used to. So just give up and let the next generation take over. Like, I don't know about that one. I like the idea that even if you're an old man, you could still compete. You know, even if you're not at the top of your game, you could still be in there. You know what I mean? So I didn't like that. So that's a quick recap. And then we're gonna put Luca in here. So Luca, again, I thought it was just such a boring film. This is definitely going in the bad category. It's not awful, but did I like it more than Onward? I think I did. Did I like it more than Soul? And I'm Italian, by the way. This is a Luca. It's a very Italian film. You know, they're like, ciao, Bruno. You know, they say a lot of Italian words in this one that I picked up on. Incredibles 2. Oh man, did I like this more? Did I like Luca more than the Incredibles 2? Yeah, I think I, yeah, I did. Okay. But Toy Story 4, actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm just putting Luca right here. I think it was better than Toy Story 4. Why isn't oh, there we go. Yeah, so Luca's going to be the gatekeeper of the bad tier. I thought this film was really boring. Not much going on here. It's just like, again, there's no villain. I love films where it's like there's a fight against a villain or something, like, but then again, Ratatouille didn't have that, and Ratatouille, I don't know. If you look at like all of these ones, almost all of them, it's like you look at Toy Story where like Sid and Mr. Potato Head is kind of a villain. Randall from Monsters Inc., Syndrome from The Incredibles, Wall-E. I can't remember what the computer's name was, but like the computer goes rogue and becomes evil. And I don't know, Wall-E is kind of an anomaly here. Maybe I should have put it in the great tier, but I just really enjoyed Wall-E as this futuristic film that we just don't get very many of those aimed at children even, you know what I mean? Like Wall-E was so digestible that even like a kid could understand it. It's such an interesting film, and I do have to keep it an amazing tier though. It was a really good one. But Finding Nemo, was there really a villain to Finding Nemo? It was mostly just a search. It was a very interesting search film where he just goes around and tries to, maybe was there a villain in Finding? It's been a while. It's not the shark. It's definitely not going to be the shark. I don't think there wasn't much of a villain. I don't think. Maybe the dentist. Is the dentist the villain? I don't know. Yeah, there's not really that big of a villain. I guess the humans who kidnapped Nemo are kind of the villain. So I guess the dentist is the villain then in the end. But and then actually, didn't so many children in real life buy clownfish that the species started to go extinct, or like they became endangered? So many kids wanted a Nemo, a clownfish. That I think that something like that happened, right? So yeah, Nemo, I don't know, these are just really iconic films, but like, man, I don't know, Luca, there's no like villain. It was so boring, man. It was a slice of life. God, I just didn't like it. Then there's sea monsters. Everybody in Italy is just okay with it. Some of the sea monsters had just been living among the humans already. We do see those old ladies there that had, when it starts raining and they get water on them. Or was it raining, or did a bunch of water splash down? I can't remember. But Luca was just one of these films where it's like, it felt like directionless. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt so directionless. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't think there was like anything that was like, what's the iconic scene? You know what I mean? Like, what's the iconic scene in this film? I can't think of a single iconic scene. Like, what would you say? The big race at the end? Is that the iconic scene? Just a stupid race between children? Like, there's nothing iconic here. There's just nothing iconic. I don't know. Toy Story. Maybe I'll put Toy Story. Man. I don't. I mean, Toy Story 4 at least kind of had that evil doll girl, but she doesn't even become. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm going to put Luca above that. All of these films, all the films in this category just have these, like, they're either the villain is just trash, like The Incredibles 2, or something like Onward, where it's just like, nothing matters. It's just, it has a bad ending, and I didn't feel like it was very adventurous, which is really shameful. I played RuneScape growing up, so like whenever I see something fantasy themed, right? Whenever I see something medieval ages fantasy themed like Onward, you would think I'd be like really, really enjoying that film, but no, actually, I did not enjoy Onward. So, Luca, again, I'm Italian, so it was interesting to see, hear the characters speaking Italian and this and that, seeing the countryside of Italy and what have you. But like the whole sea monster gimmick, just it didn't work for me. I didn't like it. None of the Italian, I can't remember again. Does it rain? I think it starts raining, right? And people in Italy just see that they're sea monsters, and no one cares. No one cares. Like, I would be freaking if it starts raining and somebody's human skin starts melting off and it reveals that they're a sea monster, I'd be like, what the actual hell is going, like, I would be calling the cops and being like, taking pictures and shit. Like, what the hell, right? The people in Italy are apparently just completely fine with there being sea monsters among themselves. Oh boy, guys, I just didn't like Luca. It's a slice of life film that I didn't want a slice of that, I didn't want a slice of Luca's life, you know what I mean? So let's go on to Turning Red. Oh my god, we're 15 minutes in. Shit. Okay, so Turning Red, I am actually gonna put it, and this is gonna shock you guys. This is really gonna shock you guys. I am going to put it right here in the awful tier. Yeah, that's not a joke. That's not a joke. I thought this movie was terrible. I thought it was really bad. Like, really, really bad. like really, really bad. This is what I like to call the period panda movie, okay? It's very clearly like an allegory for, God, how do you even say it? Like, little girls, when they get into their teenage years, they get their periods, right? I'm a boy. I never had to experience this or live through it. But like, this film felt like it was for little girls, like little girls that are like about to turn 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old little girls. This is not a film for me. I really think this film was aimed at China and little girls. I couldn't care less. This is okay. So here, let me get this shit straight. You find Pixar makes a film about Canada, and they go and make the family, like, out of everything. Like, who thinks of Chinese people when they think of Canada? Like, what the fuck? I don't understand what the hell was going on here. It felt like they just picked out of a bag. Like, I swear to God, it felt like they went into a little bag, they shuffled around, and they're like, this film's gonna be about a Chinese family in Canada. It felt like a raffle or something, No, you guys ever see the South Park episode with the manatees? You guys, hold on, manatees, South Park, where it's like all of the Family Guy jokes are made of, oh my God, Family Guy. Yeah, let's see if it was manatees, right? Yeah. South Park, how Family Guy jokes are made. So like these manatees, they swim like little balls, and it's like, what does that say? Laundry date winning Mexico. Yeah, so like, how do you make a Family Guy a joke, right? It's just random gibberish. And that's what I like, that's what I felt when I was watching this. I'm like, yeah, it has Canada in it, but like, this literally was just a mishmash of China, like a Chinese family in Canada. This didn't feel very Canadian to me. Like, okay, yes, there was Tim Hortons, right? That's a very Canadian restaurant, right? We, literally down the street, if I open this window, you could drive for 5 minutes and find a Tim Hortons, right? And so that was, they make, I think there was Timbits in there, right? The Timbits on the table. Some of the tampon brands, I think, were from Canada. There was a Daisy Mart. That is a Canadian little mart there. Is it a convenience store? I don't know. We have a Daisy Mart. It's very fun. It's like 25 minutes down. Honestly, I've only been in there like one time. I don't even know. It's a very small little like convenience place, But yeah, other than that, the CN Tower. Oh yeah, the CN Tower and the Sky Dome. So this movie, at the very end of the movie, it is revealed that this takes place in 2002. And so Canada today, we don't have the Sky Dome. The Sky Dome used to be this place like this. Like, I'll show you guys. The Blue Jays used to play Sky Dome. The Sky Dome here. I don't think it's called the Sky Dome. I think it's called the Rogers Dome. Yeah, Roger. It used to look like this, just nice. It was right beside the CN Tower. This tower right here, CN Tower. Yeah, there's a great pit. Whoa, I didn't want to click in there, but yeah. Let's get out. This picture is a great picture, right? You see the Sky Dome, you see the CN Tower. So this was actually the Sky Dome. The final climax of the film is where this takes place. CN Tower is in there multiple times. We do see the CN Tower. The family does live in Toronto, which is kind of like the biggest city in Canada. And I I mean, I do live in Ontario. It's just an hour away. I could drive down there. But instead of playing baseball, see here, you can see like they play it's now called the Rogers Dome, right? Like instead of Sky Rogers Dome. So that's a communication telecommunication company, Rogers Dome. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's called the Rogers Center. Is that what it's called? Oh, sorry, Rogers Center, I think. Yeah, I think this is what it's called now, the Rogers Center. So yeah, it's no longer called the Sky Dome, and that's probably why this film took place in 2002. Maybe they couldn't get I don't know. I'm just theorizing here. They couldn't get the rights. There is a big emphasis on boy bands, and the Backstreet. If you guys watch the trailer to this film, you do hear the Backstreet Boys, and this film does heavily feature not the actual Backstreet Boys, but it does feature a boy band really, really heavily. So that's part of the plot. But honest to God, the movie is just this is an awful movie, guys. I literally put Cars 2 ahead of this because at least Cars 2 had a villain of some kind that was actually kind of threatening. The villain in this movie is literally her mom. It's her own mother who just kind of goes psycho crazy. she's just a bitch. Okay. Yeah, there's no better way to put this, folks. Her mom, I didn't care about this movie so much that I just watched this yesterday and I could not tell you the main character's name. I don't remember it. I literally don't remember the main character's name. I don't remember any of the characters in this movie's name. I got to be honest with you guys. I just watched this yesterday. Not one character do I know their name. And again, some of you guys might say I wasn't paying attention. I definitely was paying attention the whole film. I just didn't care. It didn't grab me. It didn't grab me to watch it. You know what I mean? Again, the entire time I was watching it, it's very clearly aimed at little girls, and they're pandering to I feel this is a Chinese pander. I feel like before all this Russia-Ukraine stuff happened, this is the kind of film that Pixar wishes, or not just Pixar, Disney wishes this could be in theaters in China so they could get all that Chinese money, right? Oh man, I didn't like it. At least the father is actually good. I was surprised. Usually in these kinds of films, they make the father or the male character stupid nowadays. They're very unrelatable a lot of the time. You definitely feel like there's a feminist issue at Disney, and well, then maybe not Pixar so much, but like it's creeping into a lot of their films, and they're pretty much everything Disney does now. There's underlying feminism and diversity and equity quotas and all this shit. So this film, very, very heavy on being a female-centric film. Like, this is like an all-girls cast, but there is a father. There's at least one male character. There is the boy band. The boy band doesn't do anything. They're just there for like a minute. Let's be real. But the father is actually decent in this film. He actually is a good father. He is probably the best character in the entire film. He gives his daughter good advice. He listens to her, which is very rare. You don't see like a kid. He's a very silent and quiet character. He does get pushed around by his very annoying wife, by the way. But like, so he's a bit of a bitch. He is a bit of a bitch, but like he's very quiet and humble. He does have that sort of Asian humbleness to him. And yeah, I did think the father was probably my favorite character from the whole movie. As for the main character that turns into a panda, she is obnoxious. The first couple minutes, it's like a documentary. She's like, "This is my life," and blah 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 blah. And it's like, I didn't give a shit. She was just the first 5 minutes. How can this be a Pixar film? How can this be a Pixar film? You have movies like Up. The first 5 minutes of that are like tragic. They're intense. You go to Turning Red, and the first 5 minutes are just this obnoxious girl being obnoxious. Okay, that's the first 5 minutes of this film. Just an obnoxious girl being obnoxious. She's kind of breaking the fourth wall with the whole storytelling thing. They did this in like Coco. Where the main character is like explaining things, but then it turns out he's like explaining them to children or his family, or I can't. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen Coco, but I do remember they do the whole narration thing, and then it turns out that they were actually explaining things to like other kids, or maybe it was his family. So he wasn't exactly directly narrating, but Turning Red was a direct narration, which kind of like is very unusual for a Pixar film to do that direct narration. Um, I didn't like it. I think they should stop doing that. They should never do that again. Go back. Don't even do the Coco thing again. That was awful also. Just go right into the story. We don't need a backstory. We don't need an epilogue. Just jump right into the film, folks. Jump right into the film. That's what I want to see from Pixar in the future. Turning Red, I do have more things to say. Okay, so let's talk about the villain. So the villain is her own mother. I actually thought the villain was going to be the grandmother. She had a scar over her eye. It's later revealed that the mother, actually, she was such a angsty teen or something. They had a fight when they were kids. It's explained that the mother didn't like the father, the main character's father, and they had a fight over the who she was going to marry. And I guess somehow she got a scar over her eye from the mother. So it is revealed that only the women in the family get the blessing of turning into the red panda. They do have an amulet. They do have an amulet that can contain the panda power. But it's very gimmicky because like they said a whole bunch of times that the more you use your panda powers, the more you're going to transform, like the harder it is to go back. They said it. They said some kind of stupid line like this where it's like, the more you use your panda powers, the more dangerous it is. Like, I didn't understand what they mean by that. And we do see the mother, for no reason. No, it's not really explained. Maybe the mother used her panda powers too much. Maybe that's what happens. But like, the mother has a giant, like it is huge. It's the size of the Sky Dome in the film. She just had, I should have said spoiler warning. Whoopsies. I should have said spoiler warning a long time ago. Oops. But yeah, so I should have said that before I started talking about Luca and Turning Red. Too late now. We're too far in, boys. We're too far in. But yeah, the mother apparently is a giant. Like compared to all it take, like they're like very tiny compared to how big the mother is. It isn't explained. It's not, the mother's, it's just very stupid. The mother is the villain. All she does is destroy the Sky Dome. And like at the end of the movie, they do a fundraiser to repair it. And it's like, there's like no conflict in this film. There's literally like no conflict. It's a little girl having trouble controlling her period panda. And she gets so angry. Women get angry during their periods is what they say. This takes it to a new level where it's like the mom literally is so angry that she just goes on a rampage through the city of Toronto. And they do stop her. Eventually, they seal her back in the what do they seal her in? The pendant or whatever? I don't know. I can't remember exactly what they sealed her in, but the grandma got sealed in like some merchandise from the boy band, and it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But the girl, she decides, she's gonna keep her panda. She wants to keep her panda, and we do see the goddess is really happy at the end. The goddess is really happy that finally the first person in their family finally kept the panda. Guys, I gotta be real. I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't think it was good. It was awful. I never want to watch this again. This is the weird Piria Panda movie. I don't think, like, maybe if you're going to watch every Pixar film ever, this is one that you could skip. That's the only time, unless you want to watch every Pixar film, that's the only time you should be watching this film. There's nothing special here. It's a really weird movie with like disgusting concepts. I don't know, man. Why? I want to hear from people in the comments. Why did her mom have such a big panda? Is it because she was very angry? Did she overuse her panda? We never see any consequences. They keep saying over and over again, like if you use your panda too much, it becomes too difficult to seal it or something like that, right? We never really see any consequences from the main character overusing her panda. So that just feels like a weird plot point. I don't understand. Maybe somebody can explain it to me. I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments. But Turning Red, is there anything else I wanted to say? Like, it's just, the music was really bad. I thought honestly, they should have just used the Backstreet Boys. It's just, the boy band wasn't really that great. Nothing really stood out here, guys. Nothing stood. The music was just not good. Even when they had a boy band, again, not great songs from the boy band. I'm trying to think. The animation was beautiful. It's Pixar though. Like, everything's beautiful now. It's pretty hard for Pixar to fail in the animation department. But things were detailed. You could like literally see the brands and stuff like on tables, and you know what I mean? Like, in some movies, they just like have generic kitchens. This film, they actually had like hairbrushes and things loitered around. So the scenes actually felt like you were in a house. You know what I mean? So that was really good. But like, the problem is animation isn't everything. You could have the greatest animation, but I mentioned this earlier. Toy Story 1 doesn't have the greatest animation, but the story and the characters are so good that I don't give a shit about the animation. It's a masterpiece anyway. This film has some of the best animation you've ever seen, but the story is some hogwash dog shit where the mother is just on her period having a tantrum through Toronto. It's baffling that this is the plot. Honest to God, I really felt like towards the end of the movie, they're like, guys, we have to find a way to wrap this movie up. Who's going to be the villain? Is it going to be the grandma or the mother? And they just went with the mother because they couldn't think of a good villain. And actually, another thing. Here's another really weird thing. The grandma only has a very small scar. So that could either indicate that the fight happened when she was really young, because like, she's a giant panda. Like, her finger is bigger than the entire, like, you know what I mean? Like, her finger is so big that a scratch from her finger when she's an adult now would like slice that grandma in two. Her finger is literally like it's like, you see how I'm moving my finger bigger and bigger, like her finger would just slit her entire body down the aisle, you know? So yeah, this film, baffling. It's just bafflingly bad. I would not recommend this film, and it is going to stay in the awful category. This is going to be deemed the weird panda period, or the period panda movie. I didn't like it. That's my honest truth here. I didn't like it. Honest to God, did not like it at all. Maybe if they had a real villain to fight against, maybe if I was writing this movie, maybe there's a character that hunts the panda. Maybe there's some more lore. We don't really get much lore on, like, it's said that there's like a blessing because back in the day, the panda, she was all alone protecting the town when all the men went to war. And that's why only the women get the blessing. But like, it would have been cool if there was like more lore. Like, maybe it's discovered that if somebody kills somebody with the panda power, they get the power themselves. That could, so maybe we could have seen something like there's like a Chinese clan or the Yakuza that like wants to hunt the raccoon family out of existence and steal their powers and, do some kind of crazy shit like that, right? We don't get anything of that. We don't get any nonsense like that. This is literally just a girl versus her mother. They just have a nice little tantrum. If the tantrum is over, they seal the panda away. Movie concluded. It's garbage. The end. I want to hear all your comments in the comment section down below. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. I was trying to keep this video under like 15 minutes, and now it's like almost 40. I'm so sorry, guys. I blame Luca. I blame Luca. It's all Luca's fault. I probably could have got this down under like 30 or 25. Oopsie doopsies. That's going to be it from me. Please subscribe. I'm really trying to reach 1,000, guys. Really, really would enjoy a subscription. So yeah, thanks. If you guys just hit that red button, thank you. And that's going to be it for me. Have a great day. And I will see you guys next time when Lightyear's come. When does Lightyear come out? Lightyear, I believe it's June something, right? Lightyear movie, 2022. Is there going to be a Lightyear movie? June 17th, folks. June 7th. So I'll be there. I'm going to watch that movie. We're going to go right back to I have to make the tier list again. And I have to put everything back in order. And then I'm going to rank Lightyear. Where is Lightyear going to go? Hopefully it's a good movie. And, hopefully it makes it past the mediocre tier. If you guys haven't noticed, a lot of the newer Pixar films are down here. Toy Story 4, Luca, Soul, and Onward. These are all new films. And Turning Red. These are all some of the newest films. I don't think they're that good, honestly. Ever since Disney bought them, it just hasn't been the same. I got to be real. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it from me. Hopefully Lightyear lives up to expectations, and I will see you guys later. Peace out. Bye-bye.